Morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good morning, Rabbi.
Getvach Shva Tov. We are in Mishnah Shabbos, Perek Yotes, chapter 19, Mishnah Hey, Mishnah 5. I'd like to dedicate this morning's learning memory of my mother, Mr. Shalom, Mr. Rabinowitz, Shalom, Mr. Rabbi Yaakov Eliezer. Okay. Katan Nimal Lishmaina, a child, a male child, is Nimo gets his bris milah, gets circumcised, Lishmaina, to 8 days old. Latisha, it could happen 9 days. Lasar could happen 10 days. Lacharasar could happen 11 days. Lashnemasar could happen 12 days. Laipakas v'lo yoiser, not less and not more. That means that we know the Torah says the bris is supposed to be on the 8th day. But there are possibilities based on when the child is born that could actually possibly be not on the 9th day, on the 10th day, on the 11th day, on the 12th day. We shall explain very soon. But that's what these words in the Mishnah mean. Now, about one thing for sure, you will never be able to do a bris before the 8th day. No such thing. Our Mishnah that talks about this number 12, and it says, Lo pachas v'lo yoser, not less and not more, is talking on based on a situation based on its birth, based on the child's birth. There will be situations, I will learn later in the Mishnah, that let's say if a child is sick, right? The bris can happen months later. That's not what the Mishnah is talking about right now. The Mishnah is talking about just based on the day that the child is born. It's possible that it could be born, it could be get its bris on any of these days. Okay, Tzad. How is this? Kedarkai, if everything goes regular, Lishmaina, 8th day is when it gets its bris. Now let's say the child was born at Bein Hashmashas. Bein Hashmashas, we translate as twilight. Twilight means the time between day and night. So let's say starting from, let's just keep it simple. From that's the parameters. Between sunset and the stars coming out is called twilight, Bein Hashmashas. And that period of time, halachically, we do not know how to treat it, whether it should be treated by day or it should be treated by night. Now, let's say the child was born on Sunday evening, okay, meaning we know the Jewish day starts by night, right? According to the Jewish calendar, the day starts by night. So on what we call Sunday night, or what we call Sunday evening, the child was born between Sunday and Monday, Bein Hashmashas. Okay? So we don't know, was this child born by day, which means it was born on Sunday, or was it born at night? It was born on Monday. Now, in that situation, when the child is born Bein Hashmashas, Nima Latisha, the bris milah is going to be on what could be the 9th day. Meaning, to give the child the bris next Sunday, we can't do that. Because if the child was born on Monday, it's too early. So we have to give the bris to the child on Monday. Truth be told, it could be that it's really the 9th day. Because if it was really born on Sunday, but we couldn't do it on the following Sunday, it comes out that he was getting his bris milah on what day after he was born? When he's 9 days old. That's what it means, 9. Then again, right now, in the next case, Bein Hashmashas shel Erev Shabbos. Now let's say it's twilight of Erev Shabbos. It's Friday evening between Friday and Shabbos. Okay, so we have a doubt now. When was the child born? Is the child born on Friday? Is the child born on Shabbos? If the child be born on Friday, its bris should be next Friday. But next Friday, we can't give it its bris because maybe it's only 7 days old because it was born on Shabbos. But we can't give the bris on Shabbos because unless you know for sure the child is 8 days old, you may not do the bris on Shabbos. And therefore, the bris has to be pushed off to Sunday, which would be day 10 if the child is really born on Friday. Next case, Yom Tov Lachar HaShabbos. Now what happened is the child was born Friday, Bein Hashmashas twilight. Then, and what you have is Shabbos, and then after Shabbos you have Yom Tov. You could have that. You could have a Yom Tov following Shabbos. You have that on Shavuos very often. Okay, you could have that. You could have Pesach. You could have a Shabbos being Erev Yom Tov. Now this kid was born again on Friday Bein Hashmashas, between Friday and Shabbos. Now, if he was born on Now the thing is that okay? As we said, you can't give him a bris the next Friday. You can't give him the bris. Now you can't give him the bris. Hold on a second. Right. You can't give him the bris on Shabbos. Okay. Meaning what's happening is, one second. I'm just going to confuse her for a second. Let me just put my thoughts here. Okay. What's happening here is that I just was getting confused myself. When we talk about the child that was born on Ben Hashmashas of Erev Shabbos, right? Child born Ben Hashmashas of Erev Shabbos, a Friday. So he can't get his bris next Shabbos, right? Because maybe he wasn't born. Maybe he's not 8 days. Maybe he's more than 8 days old by then. Or maybe if he was born on Friday, then he's not 8 days old. Can't get his bris on Shabbos. Okay, so he was born between Friday and Shabbos. So next Shabbos, I can't give him a bris. I got to give him the bris next Sunday, right? Now, what if that next Sunday is Yontif? So I can't give him the bris on the next Sunday because next Sunday is Yontif. And the same way you can't what?
You're supposed to have it on the 8th day.
Right, but you can't because the point is you don't know if it's when's the 8th day or not. It may be past the 8th day. If it was born on Friday, right? Maybe it was born on Friday. If it's born on Friday, then it's past the 8th day. If it's past the 8th day, you can't do it on Shabbos or on Yontif. Meaning if the child was born on Shabbos, right? It was really, the bris should have been on Shabbos, but maybe it was born on Friday. So I can't do it on Shabbos. And I can't do it on the next day if it's Yontif, because again, if it's past the 8th day, then I can't do it on Yontif either. Okay, so in that case, I have to do it on Monday, which will end up being what day? It'll end up being the 11th. If it's Yontif after Shabbos, it would be the 11th in case it was born on Friday. Friday to Friday.
7.
8.
8, yeah.
Sunday, Monday.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to have, if Friday is the 7th, you have Shabbos, Sunday. You have, if you have Friday, it was born on Friday. Friday to Friday is 8, right? Shabbos is 9. Sunday is 10, and Monday is 11. That's when you're going to end up doing the bris.
Yep.
Okay?
Why can't you do it? Have a bris on the 10th, on Sunday?
Because it's Yontif. And since we don't know since he may be past 8 days old, you can't give a bris on Shabbos or Yontif unless you know it's the 8th day.
All right.
Okay. Now, hold on. Next. Shnei Yamim Tovim Shel Rosh Hashanah. Now, what happens if what follows next Shabbos is 2 days of Rosh Hashanah? Okay? So you have to deal with, so the baby could have been born on Friday, could have been born on Shabbos, but the thing is, the following week, you have to deal with Shabbos and then 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, right? 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. And the same way I can't do the bris. And again, it's the same question, just because there's the doubt about when the child was born. I cannot do the bris on Rosh Hashanah. Now, Rosh Hashanah, now you see the Mishna spoke about Rosh Hashanah here. They didn't talk about 2 days of Yontif. It spoke about Rosh Hashanah. And that's very specific. Because Rosh Hashanah, we know the 2 days of Yontif are treated like one long day. And therefore, I can't do the bris on any of the days of Rosh Hashanah. And therefore, it comes out that the bris milah is going to be done on Tuesday, which is Nimo Lishneim Asar, which means he's got his bris on the 12th day, which means the 12th day in case he was really born on Friday before. Okay? Now, so now a couple of things we need to point out. Number one, this last case of 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, there's a lot to talk about. Number one, according to the way our calendar works nowadays, you will never have Rosh Hashanah on a Sunday. The Mishna is talking about when the month of the year were established by the testimony of witnesses of the new moon, that is when it's possible to have Rosh Hashanah on Sunday. And that's what the Mishna is talking about. It's during that time period when that's how Rosh Chodesh was, when the new month was established. Okay. Now, the fact that the Mishna spoke about 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, as I mentioned before, is because we treat Rosh Hashanah as one long day, and therefore none of the days of Rosh Hashanah are you going to be able to do the bris milah. What if it would be a situation of 2 days of Yontif, like the first 2 days of Sukkot, or the first 2 days of Pesach, or the last 2 days of Yontif, or Shavuos, which is 2 days, where there the second day is they're not treated like one long day. It's considered 2 separate days. And the second day has certain leniencies over the first. The Mishnah would imply very clearly that if, let's say, you're talking about what followed Shabbos were 2 days of Yontif, which is the second day called Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath, the second day of Yontif for those in the exile, because in Eretz Yisrael is only 1 day, it would imply that you would be able to do the bris on that day. That's what the Mishnah is clearly implying. And that is what and according to the Mishnah, that would be the halacha. But practically speaking, if you look in Shulchan Aruch, that's not what we do nowadays. You would not do the bris on the second day of Yontif. So therefore, the Mishnah specifically said the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, because the Mishnah holds that this is what we do. That if it would be the second day of a different Yontif, which is called the Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath, you would do the bris on that day. But that's not how we do things nowadays. Next, Katan HaChayla. The child was sick. And because the child was sick, you don't do the bris milah. And could be dangerous. Ein moyel in oisai atshi avri. You do not give it a bris milah until it regains its health. Now, what that means is that it has to remain healthy for 7 full days. 7 24-hour periods. Minimum. If the child was sick, and now they say on the bottom here, sick means it was ill because it was an illness that affected his entire body. But if somehow or another, this illness is just affecting one part of his body, so you're not going to do the bris while he's sick. But once he gets better, you do the bris. So therefore, when the Mishnah says you don't wait until he gets healthy, which means he has to go through a period of 168 hours, 7 24-hour periods from getting well, to make sure that he's well enough for the bris, that's only where the sickness was a sickness that made his entire body sick. There was only one limb that was affected by the illness. Then as soon as he is better, then you do the bris milah. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Now that I can talk.
Yes.